Let's get to our top story, and that's in view of the kind of huge crowd that we're seeing outside the Ram temple in Ayodhya. Now, devotees will get a longer stretch when it comes to the kind of timings that we're seeing at the mandir. So, earlier on, do remember the mandir was opening at 7 o'clock. It was shutting at about 11 and again 11:30, and then again opening in the afternoon at 2 till about 7. But now, keeping in mind the kind of large turnout that we've seen over the last 2 days when the mandir opened to the public on Tuesday. So Tuesday we had 5 lakh devotees who had made it to on the very first day to get their first darshan of the Lalla idol. On day 2 there were 3 lakh people who turned up, and now keeping that in mind, the authorities there have decided to increase the timing. So now the mandir will open from 6 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. The doors of the mandir will only close at the time of the aarti. Now, this order will remain in force until further orders, and the trust will inform again if there are any kind of changes that they'll make to the kind of timings. Is this just for the initial rush, or is this going to be the case going forward? Do remember that we've spoken about the kind of large crowds that are gathering outside. Now, the police has asked the people who are queuing up to carry fewer belongings. These are the kind of changes that the temple trust has now not just increased the timings, but they're also putting in more restrictions. Do remember on day 2, they started the queue system. On day 1, we were just seeing people hanging around the mandir, hanging outside in a large number, no systematic fashion when it came to queuing up. And that was a change that was enforced on day 2. And today, we are seeing a smooth, as far as the devotees are concerned, the movement and the arrangements that are in place and the kind of difference that it's making on the ground. Let's just listen into what the authorities have to say.
देखिए, आज पौष पूर्णिमा का पर्व है जिसमें लोग स्नान करते हैं। आसपास के लोग भारी संख्या में पैदल चल करके आ रहे हैं। अभी तक 1-1 किलोमीटर की 2 लाइनें हमारी लग चुकी हैं और सभी लोग सुव्यवस्थित हैं। सभी के दर्शन प्रारंभ हुए हैं और हम लोग लगातार इसको भ्रमण रह करके लोगों को सुनिश्चित करा रहे हैं। इसमें एक प्रोसेस है कि हर आदमी, कोई भी आदमी जो सामान लेके आता है उसको रखवाना होता है पीएफसी में, पब्लिक फैसिलिटेशन सेंटर में। वहाँ पर उसकी इस बैगेज स्कैनर्स के थ्रू लोग निकलते हैं, सामान निकलता है। उसकी हमारी एक अलग से फिजिकल फ्रिस्किंग के लिए भी एक अलग काउंटर है। वहाँ से होते हुए एक सर्कुलेशन में लोग जाते हैं, दर्शन करते हैं, लौट करके अपना सामान उसी क्लॉक रूम से लेते हैं और वापस के मार्ग पर आते हैं। इस पूरे प्रोसेस में एक सर्किल का निर्माण पहले से जो किया गया था उसे व्यवस्थित किया गया है। लोगों से अपील की गई है कि सामान कम से कम संख्या में अपना लेके आए ताकि उनको यहाँ पर पीएफसी में कम से कम समय लगे।
We have my colleague Tarish joining us on the phone line to get us more. Tarish, timings have increased, keeping in mind the kind of turnout that's going into lakhs. And will this increase in timing attract more crowd? Because many people watching the large turnout are holding off their plans. Even the Prime Minister's asked his chief ministers and top leaders to visit the temple only in the month of March. Do remember yesterday, we had got the itinerary of all the top leaders of the BJP who would start visiting the temple from, days from now, starting with JP Nadda. And the next week we were expecting Amit Shah to be at the temple. But now the Prime Minister too has asked those people to push their plans to March. So, but now with this increase in timing, can we, expect more crowds to be attracted given the fact that the timings have increased?
Yes, exactly. The timings were increased day before yesterday. Initially, the timings were 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. and then from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. But later, on the first day after the Pran Pratishtha, that is after the 23rd, that is on the 23rd of January, initially there was some chaos in the morning, but then eventually, the crowd, the police, the security and the administration was able to control the crowd. That led to increase in timings, and the timings increased to 10 p.m. in the night. So yes, the timings have been increased. This is in the view so that more devotees can have the darshan. More devotees can have the darshan.
And a smoother functioning on day 3 of the devotees that are queuing up. I mean, yesterday that queue system started. Today we're seeing an increase in the timings. The officials there are asking for people who are queuing up today because there is a long queue. They're talking about a 1 kilometer stretch where people are queuing up and lining up. So they're now asking for people to bring fewer belongings.
Yes, exactly. That's because one of the reasons is because, when people stand in the line, they tend to click selfies and pictures, and that delays the moving process of the line. So that's why the police and the administration has asking not to bring a lot of belongings and not to click pictures while they are standing in line, and so that the line can move smoothly. And if I talk about devotees on the first day after the Pran Pratishtha, of course, around 5 lakh devotees visited. That is because people were already inside Ayodhya waiting for darshan, since the darshan was closed from 20th of January to 22nd of January. But that number dropped to around 2 to 3 lakh devotees on the next day, that was yesterday. And the expectation of the administration is that between 1 to 2 lakh devotees will be visiting every day, will be visiting Ayodhya every day for the darshan. Yes.
Right. Thank you so much, Tanish, for joining us. And like Tanish was pointing out, the authorities there, even the tourism minister said that more than 1 lakh devotees are expected to be in Ayodhya for their darshan of the Ram Lalla idol. That is what they're expecting. When we talk about the first day, when the Ram temple opened to the public, devotees made offerings. That are those donations that have come in to the tune of over 3 crores on the very first day as the temple opened to the public.